So of course it's never a preference to have to kill a snake. Always would prefer to relocate it. But this one was inside my girlfriend's house and she did not feel comfortable with that. I wouldn't either. We're kind of suspecting she may be pregnant and was maybe looking for a place to lay her egg sacs. So that's part of what I'll be looking for when I start to open her up. So always put belly side up. For me, I just cut down the middle. See, actually, I probably have to do it this way. Starting here, never have a rattlesnake delivered to you with a head. Always have the head cut off. Put it in a Ziploc bag and then freeze it. And then when it comes to me, it's already frozen, thawed out when I'm ready to start doing the work. Arizona, we seem to see a lot of these diamondbacks. We have other types of snakes around, but it's the diamondback that is most common. Now this can be done with a pair of shears like I'm using, or a knife. I've done it with my knife a lot of times. It's not like we have any big plans for this snake skin, but nonetheless I like to take my time and be careful with it, because you never know how we'll be able to honor this gal later with the use of her skin. No one likes to see the death of an animal go to waste. Yeah, I think those are the egg sacs there. Looks like she was pregnant. Darn. Wish she would have found a safer place to lay her eggs. Now, this is where it gets unique, down here, around there, behind here. So, starts to be solid skin down here. I'll still split it. And then, of course, there's the rattles. These are the newest rattles here, this year's rattle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and a tip. Oh, I wish she would have known better. Yeah, darn it. Okay, so this last part I'll probably do with my knife. Solid vertebrae through here. And this will be the hardest part when we go to peel the skin back. There's a lot of ligament that's attached through this part. So the more I can do to free it now, the easier it'll be when I go to peel it. It's the place I'm most famous for tearing the skin is when it gets down here to where it's already got an opening so they can pass their leftovers. Let's see here. And then my girlfriend, who was the one who had to stop this young lady from laying eggs in her house, ask for the rattle back on this one. Fair enough. Okay, so we start up here at the head. often a little bit of a mess because this is often where they end up, I don't know, using a shovel and whatever they have handy to kill a snake. I don't do the killing part, I just preserve it afterwards. So, got to work around any tears that might already be in the skin from however they were killed. And then, again, because it had been frozen, it separates the easiest. Sometimes, if I have a hard time getting started or getting a grip, I'll put a glove on to get a hold of the actual skin. All this stuff is gonna have to come off. You can't preserve the skin. So we'll clean it here in a minute. I'm just trying to work around all these egg sacs. Dang, that is just super sad. You can see the formulation. What does she have here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 children. And don't get me wrong, I don't want them born in my house. I'm scared to death of rattlesnakes. Okay. So this is the part that I'll do a lot more working with my hands and knife. See, am I in the screen? Yeah. Now, once I can get down to this final tail, without worrying about having ripped it where the A-hole is, then it will start peeling again. You can see. There we go. Beautiful. And this is one of the telltale signs of it being a diamondback. You don't really want to lose that part of the skin. And get all the way down here to the tail. And of course, I'm going to end up putting it in the solution to make sure that there's no meat left on this part either, because the last thing you want is a nasty situation of it rotting because you didn't get the meat off. Okay, so we can see. Now, the work is next. Part of the skinning of it is all of that shiny meat and filament is going to have to be scraped away. So that'll be the next section. Let me clean up what I've got going here. And so now is the most time-consuming part. And I have some different tools here that can be used. Sometimes just a good kitchen spoon will help you. Of course, the key here is to get all of this, I don't even know what this layer is called. Probably have heard it. A good old kitchen spoon will do. Not to rip the skin, of course, is what your goal is. I happen to have a Spyderco Cricut, which is my pocket knife, and because of the way this dips out, as long as I can keep the point off of it, which will rip a skin in a heartbeat, this is an excellent tool for cleaning this fat and tendons and skin off of here. So there's this vein that seems to be running down the middle. I want to get it off completely. So you see how nice and clean that is? And that is the goal for this whole skin. And so I'm getting down here to the end. You can see how it really lays the skin out nicely when it's fleshed out. So I have a jar here. Has to be enough of the solution that the entire snake skin can be submerged in it. So it looks to me like I'm having to put a cup each, 8 ounces of each in here. In she goes. I want to try not to have her too folded because I want every aspect to be able to be in the solution. Okay, so you can see I have it submerged all the way in here, and a couple times a day I'll just go by and give it a shake, make sure that every aspect of it is getting in the solution, and poke it down in there if by chance any of it ends up above the solution. Okay, so it has been soaking in the glycerin alcohol mixture for the last couple days. I've gone by, shook it up, pushed it down in there, made sure it was covered. So now I'll just do a quick rinse of the skin before we start to pin it out. Yeah, it's nice and moist, nothing got dry. It's good. So the last step is to pin this to a board so that it will ultimately dry in the shape that you want. Okay, so all pinned up, stretched, and I'll leave it to dry. Okay, final stage. We're just going to check and make sure that it dried well enough to finish pulling off the board here. Good. Okay, so here we have pliable tanned snake skin that you can now work with. Nothing stiff. That's it. Thanks for joining me. Bye.